This is called the show. So, Syria, yell, scream, bravo. Also, if you didn't know, this is called the show.
With DJ Primo.
What's up, everybody? Thank you guys for tuning in today. I'm DJ Primo. Today I got my special guest right here with me. I got Noe Luna, Mr. Andy Duran, and also Mr. Mark Lemmer right there. Hello, gentlemen.
How's it going? What's up?
All right, so we're going to talk about their show they got coming up. This is the Lolos del Valle, Cruising for Bruising, amateur boxing and car show taking place July 27th at Bagduma Park in Coachella, California. And Mark here, he's the founder of Thermal Boxing Club, is that correct?
No, actually, it's Ralph Romero that was the founder.
Right.
He was the original founder. And I've just founded these last new programs, I like to call them, that we brought to the gym. So, yeah, but Ralph Romero is the founder.
Oh, okay, so you're just like kind of like the VP.
The key holder. Actually, I have a title. I'm a key holder. I hold the key to the door. I keep his doors open, and at times I try to keep his mitts warm.
So how did you get involved with like doing the promotion for the show and then getting, I guess, putting the boxing club to where it's at now, to bring it to that level where it's at? What's your role?
A lot of sacrifice, hard work, 9 years.
Nice.
9 years of sticking to it. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Yeah.
But you've been in the Valley a lot longer than 9 years, right?
23, 24 years.
And what got you
I came
into
in
the boxing
2000.
club?
My son, Faith did that. My son was 8 years old, and he was born with a disability, a learning disability, actually a heart condition. And then it went to a learning disability due to the wrong meds that they'd given him, when he was born. So he went 3 years on meds until he had seizures, they thought, and it was his heart. And so he went into Loma Linda at 8 years old, or three years old, and he had an 8-hour surgery, and they said they fixed him. So he came home, and at 8 years old, he was 3 when he had the surgery. 8 years old, he's fighting in school, and he's having trouble learning, and he's frustrated. So they sent me to a counselor. They said that I was teaching him this at home, looking the way I guess I do, right? So, I took that and I ran with it, and I always do that. I run with things, and I get creative. So I took my son, long story short, and I branded him. I created not an image, but I created a brand of what he was. He was a pure kid, innocent, and he had a disability. And I was a father that grew up in East LA, born and raised. So I came, and we like to say, out of the fire into the frying pan. I went from one ghetto to another. The only difference was one was in the city and one was in the desert. Right. And I don't have an education. I didn't come. My mom's a school teacher, but I chose the other side to run around, spoiled, rotten brat kind of deal. So coming out here with that, I branded him, marketed him, and he became a professional boxer. One, they say, of its own kind because of his disability and the label that he has. And it's his story to tell, so I'm not going to get deep into it, but it is a true story that's out there. And behind his story, the state, Sacramento of Education, the board, came down to Beaumont a few years ago and met with us with 50 teachers, 5 members of the board, and a few other members. And they allowed me to go into the school system and do my work, speak, talk, educate, help with the community, kids. And that's what I've been doing. So now I got with Noe and our board of directors, and we've been sitting together, talking, making sure that everybody's on the same page and feels right about it. And it's all on the up and up, we like to say, in this world we live in today.
Right.
And So, and it's an honest channel. We have a YouTube channel ourselves. You can go on it and check out my wife and I. We'll be bringing that back. But we like to say it's an honest channel. It's always been. It's just sometimes our work is mislooked over. It's looked over.
It's looked over.
Yeah. But Noe's here with the car club scene now. So we're planning to mix the two. Get the scene, the cultura together. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and that's what we're all here for.
What it's all about.
Yep.
About whatever form of artwork you do. Like my son's an artist. Also, like Mr. Gonzalez, from Controller Car Club, he has the Cultura Art Festival they do.
Yeah.
In fact, they got an event coming up on June 15th. We're talking about it a while too. But it's bringing everything together. So if you could bring the boxing world, the lowrider scene, the DJ scene as well, youth mentorship as well, all that together, it plays a part in bringing these kids somewhere where they can get, like for yourself, not educated into a lot of different things.
Just a positive area.
But bringing them up to something who's got something, hey, he can do it, I can do it.
Can I add something to that?
Absolutely.
It wasn't just for the I like that, but I want to add those fathers too, the ones that look like us, the ones that are like us, the ones that didn't graduate. You know what I mean? They're the ones that I found when I started this programming. They had the most trouble because they didn't know how to go to the school like I did and ask the principal for help or the teacher. So they felt more comfortable talking to me at the gym and telling me. And I don't have all the answers. I'm not perfect and I'm not right. I think all my wrongs are my rights. Right. I'm backwards in that, but I do stand by mine. That's what makes me, and I feel stand separate from everybody else or separate from the rest, is because I do believe in me a lot more than I should sometimes. You know what I mean?
but that's what makes us better, though. We got to believe in ourselves. A lot of times, other people don't. I mean, I've been there myself. People where they look at you, just because the way you look, the way you dress, the way you speak sometimes. And you know what? And I'm going to tell you a story. This story happened way back in this is like early 90s. Okay, I applied for a business loan. Okay, this is way back when I wanted to start a stereo business back in the desert. Yeah. And I went to a friend neighbor of mine who happened to work for a bank here in the valley. And the president of the bank, we talked over the phone. Okay, he had no idea what I looked like. All I knew was I was this lady's neighbor. She's a white lady. Okay, so she knew I was his neighbor. That's all he knew about me. I talked to this man over the phone for a few months. We're talking about stuff and loans and businesses, and I'm giving my business plan.
Wait, in your radio voice.
Why talking now? That's what I speak, right? So we're talking, right? And I finally meet this man. I walk in the place where we meet up. He looks up at me, and this is a true story. He looks at me and goes, I said, I'm Mr. Torres. He goes, you're Mr. Torres? I said, yeah. He goes, I'm sorry, I'm blown away because I did nothing what I had pictured in my mind. I said, let me ask you this. Go a little bit taller, a little bit wider. He goes, you know what? Yeah. I'm sorry to say, but yeah. And he approved me for the loan, but his whole perception of me because of the way I spoke was just totally like, dude, you got the wrong guy. Yeah. But when he met me, he's like, oh man, he was blown away. But he respected the fact that I was not coming to him like unintelligently, but I did my homework. But I sat there and I'm on my computer, I'm doing stuff, I'm looking stuff up, how to put this business together because I wanted to get it going. I want to do it right. So I had to go do all my work, but I did it and I did it right enough to get this man to give me a loan. Right. I didn't take the loan though because what I wanted and what he was offering was two different things, and I didn't know. Yeah, he wanted to give me much more because he believed in me. Yeah, and I believe in myself too. But I mean, I didn't believe in myself as much as he believed in me financially. You know what I mean? So I kind of like let that go. But I proceeded on and did my own thing anyways. Right. But I mean, it's just you got to believe in yourself. Exactly. That's key.
And that's what and I have that blueprint. That's all I say I have, and it's free because a lot of people go out in life and they'll pay architects to build to their custom of what they like, right? And they pay for that. So my blueprint is free. It's there, and you can use it. Now it may not work for you. It may not custom to your likings, right? But it has some stuff in there. Yeah. And on that note, a second. And this is quick, and then Noe's going to take over. But I also have a saying that our cultura is a caldo. Yep. And I have that on and I'm patenting it. So anybody out there, you heard it here, it's a caldo. And what I mean by that is that caldos have been in our culture for years, right? Generations. Our grandmothers, our mothers, even our fathers. The men cook good in our culture, right? Some men cook better than women. So we're a caldo, we're a soup. And in 33, in the Great Depression, my mom was poor and there was nothing. And so there were soup kitchens. So what I mean by that is we could be a soup today and feed our communities by getting together the different ingredients it takes to make a soup. We got menudo, all those good soup. Menudo's good for hangovers, chicken soup, right? Albondigas, we got them all, right? And they all cure something. They all take care of something. So we get together. Lolo's is an ingredient. He's another one. I'm another one. You're another one. You know what I mean? Our community, our cars, our clubs, they're another one. and then we make that soup and we go out and we feed our community like we used to do. You know what I
It's
mean?
supposed to be. It's the way it should be. That would be a good thing to see in the valley because I mean, or anywhere because there's a lot of ununified people in certain areas, like not only here in the valley, but also like in LA, Orange County, side. I mean,
it's the world.
It's
the world we live in.
There's so many people that are ununified, and the thing is, we're all part of the same culture.
Yep.
And you get some of us that look at some of us like they look at like I look at you and say, you know what, I'm brown, but I'm not as proud as you are. I'm not as brown as you are.
Right.
You know, we're still Mexicans, you know, but they look at you like because I don't know, just the way we are. You know, we drive lowriders. They drive, you know, Priuses. They drive freaking, you know,
stereotypes.
Mercedes Benz or whatever they drive, but you know, they forget where they came from too.
Yeah.
And you know, like I have some people I know personally who I look at them, guys are driving Ferraris, you know, but they forget where they came from. You know, they look back and they think I was there. I don't want to go back there. But also, hey man, just because you were there and you never want to go back, that's fine. But don't forget, you're still Mexican. You know, they changed their name to don't sound Mexican no more, and that's like, dude, you can't do that, man. You gotta respect our culture and your family's culture. That's your family right there, man. That's your mom, that's your dad, your grandfather, your great grandfather.
Yeah.
That's Mexico right there, brother. You are Mexico.
You know what I think the problem is that for a long time, I think the gente was indoctrinated that we couldn't be ourselves. We couldn't be our culture. Now today, we can be our culture. It's accepted.
Yeah.
I tripped out. I went to Barrio Logan for the Chicano music festival. And I've never seen so many people, Fiscal Benz, Ben Davis, right? It was a fad.
Yeah.
And I was like, back in the days, you could only wear that, you know, if you were from a neighborhood.
Yeah.
Because you were targeted. And now it's like, you know what? The cultura is flourishing.
Oh yeah,
Being more accepted. And that's what I like about our cultura now is that we can actually be ourselves. I've always been myself, you know? But now it's like, okay, everybody's
been accepted by the community.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, it's like tattoos. Tattoos were a thing back then. If you had a tattoo, you were a bad person. But now doctors have them, lawyers have them, senators have them. I mean, everybody's got tattoos, and it's okay. It's accepted now. But back in the day, oh, you had a tattoo, you were taboo. You're a bad person. You're
That's why I didn't get it.
And then it was related to prison.
yeah, of
It
course.
was in prison.
Prison and gangs.
Yeah, prison gangs.
Back growing up, I was a stoner. Back in the '85s, we had long hair, Ozzy.
Yeah.
You know, and then we made the transitions and stuff. But I went from, and we make jokes about it, from being a stoner to a cholo, because now they have our YouTube, Cholo and G, my wife.
Nice.
Now she's another story, but you'll have a channel for her. So she
And the funny thing about what he's saying is with me is I've never been a cholo.
yeah.
Never been a cholo. I've never been in that type of gang.
And he has a
Any
Let's
gangs.
take a poll on that one right there.
Ask anybody, you know, make comments, and they'll tell you. You know, you hear Noe or the Lunas out in Coachella Valley. The lunatics is what we used to be called as we were growing up. And let me tell you, we're more, you know, getting in trouble than just, and getting in trouble for us is just doing small little things. No, it was totally opposite. We had to be inside by 8:30. You know, 8:30 at night. We lived right there on Cairo, Bobby Duke, right next to you, right on date. And you'll hear at 8:30 o'clock, my mom, dad never fails. They'll start yelling out our names, and we had to come right inside. But what's funny around our valley in Coachella, everybody knew us. Everybody knew the lunatics, and not that we were too nice of kids, but no one wanted us in a gang. Why? Because they respected my parents. They respected who we were. They respected, you know, it's funny because they would laugh at us and say, hey, it's 9 o'clock and they haven't called you? Guess what? Boom, they call us. And it's funny because I've never been in a gang, and yet I'm a late bloomer in the lowrider community. And I can say, you know what, I was accepted. And you know what, I'm very proud to say I you know, the thing is, the saying is my car doesn't make me a lowrider. You know what I mean? It's who I am. I love the culture. I love, you know, everything about it. And to me, I'll keep doing this, you know, and I'm going to keep sharing this.
You don't even have to have a car to actually be a lowrider. Because I know a lot of guys who love the culture, who love the rock lowrider scene, and they have such a great respect for it because it's in your heart. But I mean, it's not like you don't have to have a car. It's just the heart.
We don't have lowriders. We are lowriders.
We are lowriders.
Exactly.
You know, and I was about to finish that. That's right. I'm glad you finished it.
Great minds are thinking alike right here.
No, that's why we get along. That's why we clicked. Since day one, I met Noe, and you wanted to know our story. He's driving down the street, and I see his plaque, or I saw the Felix, and it caught my eye. And we had just lost a brother, my wife's brother, her little brother. She raised like a son, and he was known for that. And he has a 41 that we have now. that she has, and it's at the house, and so we see that, and I don't know, it was something, and then he came over to say hi. I want to look at your cars. I've been wanting to, and we started talking, and we've been talking since.
Nice.
He walks across the street now and comes over and hangs out, and he brings Andy with him, and the girls, the ladies, and it's all cool. So it was meant, you know what I mean? It just, and sometimes when you're out there in life looking too hard for stuff, you're not gonna find it. You're gonna overlook it. You're gonna be in a chinga, in a panic. Can I say that? Yeah. Okay. You're gonna be in a chinga looking for something, and you're not gonna find it. But when you settle your down and just chill, relax, you'll see it. It'll pop up. Oh, it'll click. Oh, I remember. That was knowing the click. Now I know why I'm doing this.
The good comes to you.
Yeah.
If you look for it, you search for it, you try to find it, it doesn't work that way. You got to wait. It'll come to you.
Right.
Like people say, God brings to you people in your life for reasons.
Right.
And takes people out of your life for reasons. And I believe in that. I believe that's big. Very crazy big. I mean, there's people that brought in our lives for whatever reasons.
Yeah.
And not always good reasons, but they're there for a reason. Maybe they teach you something, to show you something that you're not listening to or not paying attention to. It's like when you work too hard.
Yeah.
And you overdo too much. God's gonna say, hey man, you need to slow your roll. He's gonna make you sit for a little while and do something something's gonna happen where you're gonna have to slow your roll because it's
start making mistakes.
Slow your roll down.
Yeah, and you know what's crazy? I said something the other day at the kitchen, and this one here was like, what? He called me on it, and we were talking. I said it wasn't about boxing. It never has been. And I said this to a coach who's a 5-time world champion who took my son on and turned him pro behind this. Because it was never about boxing. You remember the story about the little boy with the disability and the father with no education from one ghetto to another? That's what it was about. And then it became this. The fathers, the ones that look like us, that can't go in and ask, it became bigger than boxing. And today we're here on the station with you, all businessmen, talking about, and you're going to use what we have, our gifts, to make some stuff happen.
Yeah, what we got to do.
And God did that. Faith did that. And I'm not preaching or nothing because I'm still learning. I'm in between. You know what I mean? But I love faith. I love this group.
You got to have faith.
I love what we're standing for, what we're representing. You know what I'm saying? Bigger than this. Bigger than
you got to have faith, bro. Because without faith, it's like I tell my wife and I tell my kids, you got to have faith in everything you do. Just because it doesn't seem to go your way, that's what faith is. Faith is believing in something that's really not there. And you have to just believe that's going to happen for you. And it's not maybe your time, it's God's time. And I believe in that.
It's always God's time.
It's true. It's
always God's time.
I mean, it's just true. I mean, that's why I believe. I have that faith in God. That I know when things aren't going good, it's going to turn around. I just have to wait till He knows I'm ready to accept that goodness. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's not about me because He give me like a couple of $1,000 right now, and I just go blow it like that and do something stupid with it. Yeah. But He has to know that I'm ready to able to get that money and then be able to handle it to. What do you do with it? Do the right thing with it. You know what I mean?
And you know what? You put it that way. This is what we're here for. Because I told them at the table, I need the team. The team we need to do it this way now with this because I can't do it no more alone. And it was.
We need a strong foundation.
Yeah, strong, solid.
In order for us to build something, we got to have a strong foundation. And enabled to do that, we have to have a strong committee committed to be able to accomplish anything that's in our way, or at least try to.
Like battle to fight something alone.
Yeah, and so with the Thermal Boxing Club, I mean, that's something where we can start at. I mean, the community doesn't have anything; they don't really got nothing out there, and to bring something positive or something that's going to be able to just open up the eyes of the little kids as they're passing by and seeing other kids boxing or jump roping on the outside or just something like that, and not able to afford and be able to use it because it's free. Yeah, I mean that to me, that's something that I never had that as I was growing up. I mean, we had that in Coachella. Yeah, we Esplanade always had a awesome boxing club and stuff like that, but we were never into boxing at that time. I've never understood it. I always liked the sport, but now that we're doing this for a reason, for these kids, for the Valley of Thermal, because they don't have anything. That at least they have that little spark that they can say, "Hey, man, you know what? Our kids, we don't have a babysitter, but you know what? They can go and box, and they don't have to worry about that extra babysitter or the extra income they have to pay for while the kids are going to the gym."
So this is free. This is a free program.
This is Thermal Boxing. If you pick up this flyer right here, you guys, this one right here will tell you all about it. It's free. It's nonprofit. We have a nonprofit. This is our board. Okay, the wives aren't here on the set, but they're here on the set. You know what I mean? They're here. They're the babes. Oh, they're running the show. They run the show. We. You know what I mean? But Noe's, there's a lot missing, but it's okay because this flyer explains it all. And what it is, it's Thermal Boxing is a nonprofit. It's a free program. It always has been. Ralph Romero ran it, and we don't mention names or anything, but another gentleman who's been we're very blessed to have him still. And the property belonged to somebody else, but has been left there for us to continue it. We've had our roller coaster rides up and down with lights and other situations and staffing and all these things. And it's in this flyer, but it's always been free. Ralph had it. Ralph ran the Desert Showdown, and I added it to the flyer, home of the Desert Showdown. That's a no more tournament, but it was 18 years. It was the second biggest in the world. Ralph and our gym will be inducted with the WBC Legends of Boxing Museum. And that will be coming up. Our gym, Thermal Boxing, will be inducted with Ralph Romero, and all I'm being is honored because again, I'm just a key holder. It's not my gym.
Right.
It's not my gym. It's always been his. It's always been free. So I kept it that way. But keeping something free running, it's been very hard by myself because you'll get a good team in here and there or some, excitement. But then after a while, free burns out. If free gets, you know what I mean? Old, I guess, to some, right? So it's never really taken off. But what it is, it's a free nonprofit program with just not boxing. See, a lot of kids and a lot of people go to these gyms and they think they have to become these boxers, or the pressure comes on the parents to push them to be this. And half the time, the kids just want to hang out. They want to go somewhere. They want to escape. So we're offering. I went and bought a camera at Best Buy, brand new in the box. Whatever kid gets there is going to open it fresh, brand new. So they can learn photography, nutrition. My wife cooks. I've cooked at Soul Restaurant in the kitchen. I got my history. Everything I got is facts. I can show you all my documents. So everything I do is real. We cook. We could teach that. I've cooked for fighters before. I prep, So there's a lot of traits in boxing. Cutmen, rappers. A guy shows up to wrap the hands. He gets paid for it. You have to know your bones. You got to know your medicines if you're cutting. There's so many CrossFit trainers. Custodian. They can clean the gym and learn how to go and run a business for themselves, right?
Yep.
Cleaning company. So many. And then there's another one, Lolo's. I'm going to work with some sponsors out there to try to get the club a car donated, or we'll purchase one in a fundraiser, something old, something that could be trailered in. And if there's a club out there that wants to get involved, donate an old car. I don't know. We'll think about it, but get the families involved. Get a clinic going at the gym. Bring the car in on a weekend, and if it goes back to the body shop or wherever it's stored at, let it go, but bring it in now and then and have parents meet up there, learn how to sand, learn how to wire, learn how to put it in a show, maybe auction it, put that money back into the program. There's so many ideas out there, so many creativity things you could get.
Interesting idea. A very interesting idea.
You know what I'm saying? That's boxing. That's thermo for you, though. That's thermo.
Start with a car, or even start with a lowered bike.
Right, a bike. Let's do a bike, a skateboard. They could have painters come in and teach these kids how to spray and do these clinics.
A lot of kids out here in this valley. I'm surprised to find out that there's a lot of little artists out here.
Right.
A lot of ones who are actually pretty good. And it's like you give a kid computer stuff like electronics, and these kids are just whizzes at it. And even with airbrushing, these kids are like amazing airbrushes. Like do stuff like
music. He's a DJ. Imagine how many want to spend. That little girl. What's that girl? The long hair. Her dad has her. She's bad. Her sister does spinning and drumming. They're bad.
Yeah.
Okay. How many kids love music out there? Love dancing.
Exactly.
Would love to do a quince for their sister and save some mom and dad some money.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying?
A couple $1,000.
Yeah. So that's where he comes in. We could do a music room in the back.
Yeah,
he could do the walls up and then play music back there and teach them how to. So many ideas. They need music to come out the fighters. When they come out they could create a song, and give it to a fighter to come out.
Yeah, make his own little beat, his own little mix.
All kinds of things can come out of there if we just
technology is easy.
Right,
that comes with the program, and you learn how to do the program. The next thing you're producing your own song.
There's so much out there, so much software, and a lot of it's free. I mean, a lot of it is download and boom, there you go.
And it is.
But
It's all free.
It's a start for them to get somewhere and they can do stuff with it. So let's get to you, Mr. Duran here. You're a DJ.
Yes, I am.
You're also a youth mentor.
Yes.
And what else you got going on there, man? How'd you get into that? What inspired you to inspire kids to want to change their lives?
For me, it was my own life experience. I was kind of hard to talk about. I was 17 years old and I got tried as an adult, and I ended up getting sent to life.
Wow.
I tried as an adult, and then I ended up doing about 20 years in that. You know? So I went to prison at a time where they weren't letting nobody out. So there was a lot of I used to do a lot of daydreaming. I used to DJ with my cousin Andy Mojado. Back in the fad when there was Quebraditas, all right, back in the early 90s.
Yep.
He had his equipment, and his parents sponsored him. Basically, they gave him the bottom of the equipment, and then from the gigs they do, he'll pay him back. He always helped him. I helped him for like 2 years doing that. So I never got the chance because I got into gangbanging right, in my old neighborhood. And then, so when I got locked up, I would always hear music. Music was a coping mechanism that a lot of people did in prison, And I would see every time there was a DJ or something or different kind of music come on, I was always listening to it. And I said, if I ever get a chance, I'm going to DJ. I'm going to get my own equipment. I want to be a DJ. And then I want to DJ like a concert. I came across this this CD back then. And with the DJ Tiesto, and I looked at the cover inside, and this dude was he was a DJ, deep house, trance DJ, and he was throwing his own concert.
Really?
And I was like, damn,
That's
people come to listen to this guy's music. I'm like, damn, he don't even sing, he just plays music. I was like, that's what I want to do. I want to be a DJ like
That's
that.
right.
So that's my passion, which falls in line with what's going on right here. So when I do something, I try to be the best at it,
Right.
Yep.
I don't want to waste my time, and I don't want to waste other people's time as well.
Exactly.
I know if they contract me as a DJ. And I think from me playing and the passion that I have for DJing and playing music is basically caught people's attention, which mentioned me to them, and that's how they got in touch with us. They were looking for a DJ for a little small event at the park for some local boxers.
Some local boxers, the Fondoras, they came. The champions, brother, sister.
Yeah.
Lee
we were
did-
there at that
Lee
time.
did a little something for them, and they were there. Yeah.
So I must have missed that because we got there late.
Yeah, he showed up.
So they
Showed up,
called,
showed out.
and then my wife's like, hey, my wife usually she's an administrator, so she takes care of everything. I'm working at my job right now. And these people, they're talking about if they want to contact you for DJ for this event. And I go, well, let's talk to them, let's get to know. And first time we kicked it all the way to 3 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
Just so happens they knew Noe, which is my cousin Imelda, and they live right across the street. And it was like, what a coincidence, So I like to say that the passion that I had in DJing kind of like brought me here, and also my own experience to give back to the youth. And I've always mentored people. I've been a foreman where I was out of state and I was hiring people and then training them. And I got like this one kid. He stays out there in Calexico. Misael, they call him Misa. And he said, I told him you should become a correction officer. It's a good profession. They have a good union, this and that.
So let me start there. What made you look at that kid and say you should be a correctional officer? What about him made you think that would be him?
Because I looked at him and I was like, you know what, you're pretty smart. You kind of know what's going on. You're street smart, And for me, I was like, I want for you to better yourself and not do this job.
Right.
I want you to do something better for this. And I told him, you should become a correctional officer. It pays good. He was like, what do you mean? I was like, dude, I know a lot of correction officers are around for a lot of years, bro. They make good money, bro. It's a good union. It's a good profession, and then you're doing something for the community too. And then just a couple months ago, he asked me, hey, can I use you as a reference? And I go, what kind of job are you trying to get? He goes, I'm gonna put in for correction officer. And he was like, man, thank you, bro, for putting that in my ear, to mention that.
Inspiring.
Yeah. And it was just, I've got to know since I've been out here, I got to know a couple of correction officers. Shout out to Ty Furman and Raymond Furman. from Inglesito Council, which Ty has been a mentor. He was also a DJ too,
Nice.
and yeah, he's been a blessing in my life as well as women, and I got to know them, and they kind of told me a little bit of what's going on, like as far as the profession, you know, as a correction, as much as they could tell me. And that's why I just basically give that information, you know, pass it on
Right.
to the next person. Because my thing is, I want people to better themselves. Because I know everything ends and starts with you. If you want to do something, you can do it.
Right.
You know, if a door closes, you know, keep, you know, Ty Foreman in football. He played football. He goes, you got to learn how to pivot. So don't always go straight. You got to learn how to pivot and basically go around to get where you want to go.
Exactly.
And I tell people, and I was like, you know what, I want better for yourself, because my experience has been hard, and I don't want that on anybody. So if I can get you, if I can mentor you to make a better choice for yourself right now, do it. Because you know, prison's not the place for you, bro. You don't want to go to prison. I don't wish that even on my worst enemy.
Right. Exactly.
So that's kind of how it leads to here, and mentoring and counseling. You know, in prison I got to learn a lot about myself. I had to, you know, think out of the box. You know, I had to learn about the addictions that I had, coping mechanisms. You know, critical thinking, the cognitive process. You know, to make better choices for myself. You know,
Right.
and so I just want to go ahead and. For me, I feel that I have to pass it on. I have a lot to give because I took a lot away. In one action that it was only a couple of seconds, it was like a ripple effect, and it affected a lot of people directly and indirectly.
Yeah.
So I want to do that in a positive way. I want to affect people directly and indirectly with the stuff that I know.
So you're on your way to it, man. I mean, you got a good opportunity right here with the boxing thing, and with Mr. Lerma here. I mean, I think you're going to do well, and you're obviously doing well. You're going to continue to do better. I mean, it's just like you said, you got to, you know, take out the box and just know how to maneuver pit and just kind of get your way around other things that are whatever little obstacles are there. They're not roadblocks, man. They're just something you just got to find a way around it. And you got, like, it looks like you got the right head up there, the right thinking, the right process going on up there. So I think you can do well. You're going to do well.
And one thing I've learned is struggles sometimes develop good character. You know,
It brings the best out of you.
You know, it's meant to happen.
Yeah,
That's how God wants you to be.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, he's refining, he's burning all the bad stuff away, and he's bringing you along
to a positive place. It's like when
Yeah,
I got
we
this
need
accident.
another show with you. Oh, just this show. We gotta do one.
I don't even know how to follow.
I know. How do we do it? Hey, wrench, cut. No,
Usually I'm
it's a wrap.
Usually I'm the quiet one.
I know.
He's the DJ, right? He's the DJ.
I'm usually the quiet one. I'm like,
He speaks on the mic when he goes doing the thing. Does he speak on the mic?
yeah, I've learned to. I don't know if you guys know DJ Chase Martinez, Chase and Christy. How you guys doing? Shout outs. He's from Jammy 995, and he's like, hey, bro, you have to learn how to get on that mic. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, no, bro, it's with it. You got to learn how to talk on the mic. And that's one thing. Well, a lot of the programs I did in prison had allowed me to get out of being self-conscious about talking. So I kind of learned, you know, with the way I did it before to be able to talk on the mic on, you know, DJing, you know, because you got to create the atmosphere. You know? You never know,
make it happen.
That little joke or that little comment, it'll inspire everybody to get on the dance floor, you know?
Just takes that one voice, that little voice,
It'll turn the whole night around, man. It's like, it's amazing.
make a boring night into a fun night. Yeah, there's a lot of people that want to dance, and they don't want to dance until you start talking.
Yeah.
You know?
Because they want you to shut up so they can start
They can start dancing.
Sometimes some people go up too far, like, you need to stop now. It's whatever works for whatever. I'm sure, go for you thing, but yeah. So, Mr. Noe, what you got going on, man? You Lolo's Car Club?
Yeah. You know what? Going on our second year, believe it or not.
Second year?
Yeah, just second year. Like I said, I was a late bloomer. I really was. My brother had a car, and he just pretty much kind of built it a little bit and kind of refined it and kind of made it look nicer and, you know, stuff like that as it comes. But I've always been into it for a long time. You know, with him being in the club, I used to help him wash his car. You know, I never had that type of opportunity to own a car and at that precise moment. And so I would help my brother to wash his car, take it out for a show, and he was in a car club with Familia Car Club. Shout out to family, and you know what it was nice because I was looking at a bunch of barbecues and they drink some beers and then you know it was like a family oriented type of deal where everybody's involved and that was years ago. And so after that I kind of veered away a little bit, and started my own career and stuff into doing who knows what. I mean, just certain different things. And me, I've always been everywhere, but when I really turned into this was a few years ago, and really fell in love with the culture with the lowriders. You know what I mean? And I just can't get away from it. I can't get enough of it. Like summer or whatever the case may be, man. You gotta go. Ride low and slow. You know what I mean? And that's just pretty much how it came out. It's not a long sob story. It's not none of this. I'm straight up. I'm a late bloomer, but you know what? I'm glad I was introduced to this, and I was glad that I was with my brothers and helping them and learning this.
You don't have one of those. I'm from the streets.
Like I said, I was never from the streets.
Everybody got one though. Everybody got it.
He's not going to tell us.
Yeah.
If he tells us, he has to kill us also.
Yeah, I gotta, but like I said, I've never been in the street gangs and stuff like that, and which I was very fortunate.
You know the people around you that were in street gangs?
Oh my gosh, everywhere around me. Where I live. You know what? I'll be the one say, "Hey, bro, jump me in," and they'll be like, "No, you're crazy."
Your mom, the family,
we would have to be in the house at 8:30. No joke. Friday, Saturdays, 9 o'clock.
What happened if you come in after that?
Let me tell you something. I kid you not, and this is a true story. And this is every time I can't lie. It's a true story every time we're late. My dad will be right there with the belt inside the door. As soon as we enter, we already know what's going to happen. And we go inside, and he already has a belt. He knows he's going to go.
The gang was
when he says 9 o'clock, it's 9 o'clock. It's not 9:01, not 9:02.
And you know what?
Very strict, but very thankful that they were. I come from 11 siblings, and it's 7 sisters, 2 brothers, and we're very fortunate to have a big family and stuff like that. So, I'm pretty much the black cat of the family, but you know what? Very well loved and respected in so much, in most of the cases. But other than that, I mean, I enjoy what I do.
They were going to jump them in. They asked, "Do you guys want to jump them in? No in, or are we all going in at 9?" And they were shy. Go ahead, you're in for the neighborhood today. I have back next week.
You know what? I sit back right now and I laugh, and I'm about 20% of my friends that are alive.
Wow.
Because majority of them that stayed out there are no longer with us. Yeah. And you know what? I was with a close friend yesterday, and I was saying we went to go look at a car that I'm interested in, and he was my age. We went to the same from elementary all the way to high school, and we were just kind of reminiscing about, man, what about such and such? He's dead. What about such and such? He's dead. She's dead. He's dead. And I'm like, oh my, we're really thankful. We take life for granted, man, sometimes, and right now it's now where I'm going on 50 years of age. I'm 50 years old. I'm 49 in January 50. And I gotta, now I have to take care of myself. You know what I mean? I'm a big boy. You know what I mean? So I gotta, shape up and get into my shape so I can live another 10 years.
My wife's watching.
But yeah, but yeah, that's something. I don't have a big story. But what I do have is I can inspire people. I can help people. I can,
he's keeping it down. He owned a business. He been a.
And you ever see him on his Instagram, his Facebook?
Jesus,
him
man.
and his wife, they go out there and they do a lot of stuff.
Yeah. He's in there.
Yeah, I'm a little.
He does. He's not.
Yeah, he out there.
She ain't some
She's a bad influence.
No, actually, she's my rock. She's the one that has been keeping me lined up and straight and
who makes focus dances up in the stores and stuff like that?
Yeah, you know what?
With all them stuff.
I'm gonna say my wife. My wife loves the fact that I move a little wiggly, And you know what? It's funny because I see people when they come into where I work and you're back at it again, and I dance a little bit for them. And it's funny, you know. But yeah, it's my wifey, you know, and it makes her smile. I'll do whatever it takes for her to make her smile.
Yes.
You
Your
know,
wife
but
happy
it,
life, man.
yeah, that's
Yes.
a key thing. And I did tell her, I go, it'll be different. This time next year will be different, hopefully in a more positive way. And you know, hopefully our club can grow and with the boxing foundation can grow bigger in thermal. And we have sight. We have a sight that we can see that we can grasp if we go through all this, or we go through it right, you know, or we reach out to the right people and the people out there willing to help these kids that are out there, because there's a lot of people, man. There's a lot of kids out there that need help, and we can get that help. You know, we just need the right sponsorships,
Yeah.
the right pray and get the right programs out there and see what what the Lord up there has in store for this thermal boxing club. Because with him, you know, without him, we got nothing.
Yeah.
You know, we tend to forget that we have what we have because of him, and we got to be really grateful and thankful, you know, by the grace of God that we're living every day. And just a simple thank you every day to him is awesome. And sometimes we forget and we lose sight of that. But what we're doing here, it's something big. I look at it and I see, wow, man,
we got school programs.
We got a lot of stuff going on.
We have offers that have been on the table. I've had meetings, and we're not here to throw names and do all this fact stuff. But the facts are we have offers and have been offered to move the gym or to go look for nicer, better, newer. But the sentimental values are there with me. I love Ralph to death. I have him blasted on my neck.
Nice.
You know, rest in peace, old man. And that's how I feel. But if it's time, and this is what our foundation is going to be built off of here, and new is for us in the future, or tomorrow, then that's all for it. We're good. It's in the flyer. I think we stated in the back that we're looking for a better place, newer staffing. It's all in here what we need. So it's no secret to wanting, and why not? Sometimes who doesn't want new or nice, or you know what I'm saying?
Sometimes
you get tired of borrowing
used.
Yeah. So we're hoping maybe the future next year, we do. Or if not, we stay where we're at, buy the building, build it bigger, upstairs, all that good stuff.
Always room for improvement, right? You can always make something better at what you have.
Right.
You don't have to buy something to be better. No, so it's not that way. You can always improve on what you already have.
Yeah.
And there's always, you got to see that vision. You got to make it happen. And like you guys got it going on. So I think it's going to work that way for you guys.
This
God
summer,
willing, like you said, I mean, it'll happen. I know it will happen. You guys are on the right track.
This summer we'll be in Jefferson. I'll be with hopefully the team. We all get to we vote on everything. So
Right.
Nothing said for one person. Oh, I'm gonna do. We like to sit down and we vote on it and say it's the right thing to do. Is it a safe thing to do? How is it? How we? Everybody has to benefit from it, and not in a profitable way, but so that's how we work. And this summer I'm gonna be at Jefferson. I went to a meeting and talked to some staffing, and hopefully they get me in. For I think it was the girls youth.
Wow.
They're needing some mentoring and some programming.
Nice.
So
Hope that works out,
Jefferson Middle.
brother. Hope it all works out.
Yeah.
Yes.
So July 27th.
Yes.
You got the flyer up there right now. They're showing the flyer there. So July 27th, you guys got your amateur boxing show and car show.
Yes.
Talk about that. What's going on there? What do you guys? You also have a lot of stuff on there. I guess you have boxing matches throughout the day.
Vendors, boxing matches,
So
20
give us a
bouts.
timeline. What's going on though from start to finish? What we
Read
looking
it
at?
off.
The car show, the show and shine. It just right now we have available spots there. On the flyer, I don't state the pricing, but we're looking at $25 a car, $15 bicycles and motorcycles and pedal cars, $15. Vendors, you're looking at $100. We're looking for vendors. We have already a few vendors already. Spots are out there, and it's first come first serve as far as the spacing. You want a good area. If you're using truck and trailer, we need to get there fast. Everything is $100. But the show will be from 9 to 12:30, 9 to 1, because it's gonna be hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's gonna be summer, but the vendors is not. We're gonna stay till the boxing is completely over. Where the vendors will be there until afterwards, because they're gonna come out hungry throughout the whole bout. All the
If
bouts.
you guys don't know the world of boxing, the boxing world, for shows is different from the cars. You know, you're in, you're out. What these are held inside most of the time, so they're a long show. They're like they start at 1 and they'll end at 5, maybe 6, depending on how they're going. But yeah, they're pretty good. And 20 bouts is an all day show. 25 is the limit. They won't let no more than 25. That's all
That's
day.
all can happen between 1 and 5.
Yeah. So what we're doing is we added something different to this boxing, which I was thinking one day. Now it has been done and it is being done. There's a cruising for bruising. We don't want to steal no names or take over anything, but we did post it, and then it was posted again, and somebody sent the flyer and said, "You guys are having your show today." There was another show in LA the other day, same title, but USA Boxing posted both of ours on the calendar. So I guess it's okay with them, and I'm okay with it. But I guess say later on we'll again vote on maybe another name or stay with this one and ask them if we could. Or, I don't know, but we're doing something different, is what I felt. Bringing in cars, bringing in the vendors, boxing hasn't been done out here at the gyms that I know of. In all the years I've been here, any one of the gyms done it. They've done their shows. Indio just had a show. And Lee had done shows.
It brings a lot of people.
But he hasn't had one in years. So when Lee approached me and we sat and talked about doing the show there. Oh, I actually invited them to Thermal. But Lee had said, "No, you're not doing it in Thermal. You're doing it here." And he gave me the gym. And they all met Lee. Or he known Lee. And they all went and saw him and talked and walked the gym. We walked it over for banners, sizing. And that Lee was excited. He was happy to have us there and do the show. And he wants the cars all in front of the gym. He's already setting up his spots. Now he's a car show.
So we are going to be having awards, you know, some nice awards for the vehicle, for the cars, and also I believe it's participant awards, and also sponsorships awards. So
everybody gets belts.
You mentioned sponsorship. What's a sponsorship? What's going on with that? What do you need to do to your sponsorship?
We were just talking before the show, Andy and I, on a packet, and Andy has a great idea, and they're going to put together. The team's going to put together a packet, and it's going to have breakdowns. So you'll have different breakdowns for packages of what you could buy into and get for. You know, if it's a radio shout out, maybe you'll get a little ad or something. I don't know. We're still in the works of it. Andy could probably tell you more.
We already got sponsorship for the signage. We got Jeff Brady from Signorama. I used to work for him about a couple years ago, and he's providing the banners right for the place. So we're gonna meet with him at the end. So thank you, Jeff Brady, for considering us and helping us out.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. And then we also have my buddy Mario Hernandez from Premier Pest Services East, which his slogan is "Pest Problem No More." I've been talking to him. I've been late on giving the paperwork as far as the packages, but he's all for it, and he has a cousin también that is interested, might be interested in being a sponsorship. Right now, the sponsorship, the different packages for stuff that's basically going to benefit the people, like in the boxing match, you know, signage, just stuff that we need. You know, all this stuff is going to be generated and it's going to go later on to a good cause back into the community. You know.
And what are the fees started? What's like the minimum and what's like the ultimate package, I guess? What's like
this is how we broke it up. As a team, we sat and we agreed. The boxing part of it is myself. I'm going to be in the gym that day with Marcos and the rest of the boxing world. The outside, the cars, Lolo's got that. Noe, his Amelda, they and the team, they are going to do that. The vending, my wife, and I believe Diana, somebody, I don't know. They're going to help out in that area. So we have pretty much, and then we'll have volunteers and we'll put it together. But they're 3 different worlds we're putting together: vending, cars, and boxing. And I don't want to leave or neglect the boxing because I'm trying to do. Because somebody said to me, "Man, you want to do all kinds of things," you know? And I said, "Yeah, but if we do it right, we can do it." So that's when he said, "Then break it up. You stay inside with me, leave the outside of them, and we'll have a good show." So the plan is that.
The sponsorship, to answer your question, is the minimum base is $250. $250 for sponsorship. And as we're getting closer, of course, we're going to agree to it, or we're going to see if we're going to vote on it. So $25 sponsorship, $250 for sponsorship, and above will get you recognized a plaque, just to say thank you. you know, for your recognition and whatnot, and also on a banner.
Yeah, and now we're also looking for sponsors for belts on. Now this is one date of 3, but we probably won't take on 3 dates in a year. That's a lot of boxing shows, right?
Yeah.
So we're gonna try to pick one of these dates and then try to stick to it. If the show turns out really good for USA Boxing, if you notice, they're on the flyer and they're gonna be here. So I want to show them. It was said to me by the president of USA Boxing when I wanted to bring back the Desert Showdown. They said to me respectfully, we would like it to go with him, with Ralph. When he left 9 years ago, then that's where it's at. And I said, fine. So be creative with it, think outside the box, and create your own legacy. And I said, okay. And I laughed because they told the wrong dude that. You know what I mean? I hung up the phone and I made my calls, and here we are, and we're doing it, and we're thinking outside the box. So what I wanted to do was no more tournaments for USA Boxing clubs, just the big ones that are already out and established. So only 1-day shows. I said, okay, let's do a 1-day tournament. Let's do a show like a tournament in 1 day. And this is where we're at. Nice. So if it works and it takes off, then we could continuously do it every year, invite more, and make it bigger and better.
And we of course we apologize for not having the details as far as the sponsorship, but we're at a crunch course. We're like 8 weeks away, 7 weeks away, and they gave us a date, and we're like, you know what? We could have said no, we don't want to do it, but we want to take it on. We want to tackle it, and so let's see what we can do in 8 weeks.
He works, I work, like we all work.
Right.
Besides doing this, so it's like.
So we got to get a lot of vendors,
and then we want to write down for the different stuff we do for sponsorships. We have the schools where we take a belt, and when we speak in a school, I've done this. One of the belts is hanging in the school in the front office, and we have sponsors on there. One of our sponsors, Rockin' Chicano, is on the belt. It's at Page Middle School. It's hanging up in the front office, and Thermal Boxing's on the other side. He went and spoke 8 hours with me all day to these kids, and we presented them the belt. And what that belt is, it's a belt for the kids to compete, classroom against classroom, but not with fighting and all this bad behavior. They have to work together as a team with grades. Then they score them, and they match that score to another classroom who's competing for the belt, and that's how they win. And if there's a tie, then they do a quiz, and they keep quizzing until they break it, and they win the belt. Then they hold it for a month, and they have to defend it.
And they go again.
And they go again with and each grade has a belt. So 3 grades in a school, 4 grades, 4 belts. And on those belts, sponsors will be there. And then at the end of the year, towards the end, Applebee's in Indio, the manager there, sat with us and said, my wife and I, and said he would like to do a fundraiser there at Applebee's, helping the schools out. So whatever school we're at speaking and doing this program, the scholarship program, through Thermo and through Lolo's, then we would do a show there at Applebee's, and that would be vendors from the school helping to raise money. They'll allow it. Cars in the parking lot, and there'll be a flyer out made by Applebee's, and then it'll go to the school, and every teacher and student will take one home. So parents, friends, anybody who wants to go to Applebee's and eat lunch or dinner with that flyer, all they got to do is order their food, pay for it, and give them the flyer with the payment. 20% of the bill from Applebee's directly goes to the school.
Oh, nice. That's pretty cool. That's awesome.
That's never been done. I've been doing it, and it's ready to sit down with Applebee's now. I went up to Sacramento during a 10-day show in LA, and I sat with that Applebee's manager, and I got pictures of it, my wife and another couple up there with a nonprofit, and we sold it to him, and he wants it done up north. And I have car clubs up north, family and friends that are waiting for us to go up there and do something like that with their school district.
Nice.
Because we got to take our program to Sacramento and show what they allowed me to do and how we're doing it.
Nice.
So
yeah, it's got it going on pretty good. I like that. It sounds very positive. It sounds like it's a good thing. But that's a pretty good idea what you got there with the school. I mean, that's a different way of looking at competing against each other, but educating at the same time.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good thing. So I think more schools should take that on and look at that. I mean, I'm sure if you approach a lot of different schools, they probably said.
I was at TV. It's on YouTube. You can go to yeah. Anybody out there listening and watching, you guys can go to YouTube. Look up Jacob Lerma, the boxer, and you'll see the CV. They filmed it. Spin TV was there, and I was speaking. That's recorded. All our stuff is out there. You could look it up, and if you want to call the team, call us up, and we'll hit a school. We'll hit whatever you guys out there have us wanting us to do. We'll do.
And we'll put that information out there. We'll put it on our website as well. We'll put it on our network, and we'll get all this stuff out there for everybody and whoever wants to get that done. I mean, not only here, but you guys, would you willing to go like say to Arizona?
Okay, that's the thing.
This is where our team's from. Right?
I was in Vegas, and I got a call to go not only to Vegas to do this program with the schools, but San Diego too. Now, when I met in Beaumont with 50 teachers and 5 members of the state of Sacramento, the Board of Education, they came down, right? Members, they were there. They asked me if I would be able or want to go into the county of Riverside, the whole county of Riverside. And I said, yeah, I would love to. So teachers from Palm Springs, Coachella were there, and immediately I came home and did their school. But after that, COVID hit. So we haven't been able to get into the schools. I just went to a meeting this Monday, and I closed the deal with Jefferson Middle to go in this summer. This summer, and to work with these kids. So I'm going to get back into the schools. That's our future. That's what we're going to do. I want to do that.
Right now.
Yeah, and
awesome.
yeah. So
that's awesome.
we'll go to Arizona.
Yeah, keep us updated with that. Let us know what's going on. Like I said, we'll keep on passing the word out to our production people, and what they maybe can get you out there with their school people.
See,
get the stuff out there, man.
Every
good thing.
City has lowriders now. Has Applebee's, if not an Applebee's, a Chili, schools, troubled youth. Yep. It's everywhere. So our blueprint is can go anywhere.
Exactly.
We could take it to Kauai. We have a chapter, by the way, Nick Rubio. I want to do a shout out before we close. That's a coach that has taken on, you could say, partnership with me. He's been there, and he's out in Kauai. He has fighters registered through our club, and they're fighting, and they come out and they use the gym, and they have their flag up hanging. It's beautiful. And they are using the nonprofit as well as a sister chapter of thermal boxing. So we are in Kauai. Thermal boxing has made it to Kauai.
Nice. And they're still the same thermal
boxing. Same nonprofit, same everything. Just Kauai.
Nice.
And we have a plan to get there, meet the boxers, and he says a backyard boogie. They're backyard boogie, but we want to go out and meet them, see them, and then keep growing. Hopefully we do a car show out there. My talk was that when we got to Kauai, we would get to the chapters that are in that side of the world and car clubs, and then see if we could meet up somehow and do a boxing with Lolos in Kauai, and then take the program that we have with the schools and speak to the kids out there. And Nick's all for it. Everybody's happy to get us out there. So that's in the talk, and that's in our future. Yeah. So nice. Thanks, Nick.
Lolo's gonna be out there in Hawaii.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. Lolo's and this whole for real though. I'm around playing shit.
I like to mention before we stop, or to give a credit to our wives, my beautiful wife, Imelda and Gina, for being our support system. Yeah. My wife was being incredible, and she's seen something in me that I didn't see myself. I see it now. Sometimes I forget, but that lady came and visited me for 6 years every weekend. With no promise.
That's love, man. That's love. That's dedication right there.
That's that support we need. That support. That support. You know what I mean? The wife gives it. The mom will give it to the son or whatever's. Dads, we give that support.
My wife inboxer.
That support. That's that support. You know what I mean?
It's all about, man. And like I said, you guys can have support from us as well. Like I said, we can do things to help you guys as much as we can. We can put you guys, give you the platform. You guys can come speak again whenever you guys always welcome. The door's always open for you guys. I have an open invitation here to the show. We'll get you guys on again, talk about more stuff that you guys got going on.
Maybe you guys get the wives on.
Maybe, do a wife show.
Be all bad, but
they got stories.
And
maybe when we do a school, you could go cover it, because I want to start taking cars now. Because the kids come out to, I do the PE hour is what I do, the hour of PE. So I'm there in the morning at 8. And I'm there all day because every PE class comes in, all of them. So the whole school comes. And I was thinking maybe get some cars, some bikes, and put them displayed. Show the kids, take our kids to talk to them too, or show what our kids are doing, and you know what I mean?
Kind of motivate them to do something different. Yeah, that sounds good. You guys got a good program going on. I really like it. I enjoy it, man. I think it's going to go somewhere. It's going to take off, and it's going to be huge. So prepare yourself. Be ready for this stuff. It's going to take off on you guys, and you guys are going to be like, "Whoa, what the hell happened here?" You guys are going. So we're gonna end the show here real quick. Before we do, I want to give you guys a couple of flyers that are going on. Next week we got the street tattoo events team coming out here. Galone and Angie are gonna be here with us. They're coming all the way from San Diego to spend time with us to talk about all their shows that they got going on. We're lucky enough to play for them on August the 17th at their show at Acorn Casino. It's gonna be a good one out there. Also, don't forget our next flyer we got coming up. Beaumont Nights. They got a cruise night going on. That's starting. Starts tonight from 5 to 9.
Oh, that would have been
They
nice.
They got June 20th. They got Jimmy Buffett tribute band. June 27th, they got Taylor Swift tribute. July 4th is Led Zeppelin. July 11th is Eagles tribute. July 18th is Hispanic night. They got Grammy Award winning Jorge Tolache. I hope I said that right. I'm not sure if that is a band or cumbias or mariachis, but they're going to be out there. And again, that's in Beaumont. It's Beaumont Nights at the Town Center. That's every Thursday from 5 to 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. That's the city of Beaumont. You guys don't want to miss that. We'll be out there. Hopefully next week on the 20th, we'll be out there for a little bit for that one. Maybe we'll do a show live out there.
That sure is nice.
We'll get into that one later. June 15th. Precision Sounds here in Indio is presenting a sound off, and that's going to be taking place from 10 a.m. to 7 p.m. That's all day event right there. If you guys got a sound system you guys want to take out there and try to win some awards, be out there. That's June 15th. Precision Sounds, Indio, California. Don't you guys miss that. We'll be out there for a little bit. Check it out. Next show. Next flyer. Way of Life Car Club. They're having their 17th annual Father's Day picnic, and that's going to be taking place in San Dimas, and that's June 16th. Shout out to Way of Life, man. We had our car show last year, our first annual show and shine. They were out here and big support, man. Great group of guys right there. So shout out to Way of Life Car Club, man. Much love to you guys. We'll see you guys on June 16th. Again, that's their 17th annual Father's Day picnic car show, and that's going to be in San Dimas, California. We'll see you guys there for that one. Don't you miss it. And then again, like I said, Day at the Bay, that's July 13th. We'll be out there as well, showing our cars. My son with this 62 is a Cutlass and my Monte. We're going to be all out there doing our thing. A lot of clubs from the Valley going to go out there. So if you guys haven't got your rooms, get your rooms now. Again, that's Day at the Bay by Street Tattoo Events, and that's at Embarcadero Park North in San Diego, California. It's a beautiful day. If you've never been to the show, you guys want to go. It's a great time. If you've ever been there, you're going to want to go back. It's always a good one, man. They put on a great show right there. So much love to Palona and Angie. And don't forget, my people right there, 720, New Mini 720. They're having their annual show there. It's at Prado Regional Park in the city of Chino, California. We're going to be out there for that one for a little while. That's brought to you by New Minis Car Club. We did a lot of shows with them back in the day, played for them a few times, and they're a great group of people, man. They got all the mini trucks going to be out there. Desirable ones, street freaks, man, this new mini races are all going to be out there. It's going to be a great show. Go on out there. They're also having a bed dancing competition, so go out there and enjoy that one. That's going to be at Prado Park in Chino, California with New Minis at their 720 event. And our next one here, don't forget, that's right here, Lolo's El Valle, July 27th. It's going to be on and cracking right there. Don't you guys miss it. Cruising for Bruising, amateur boxing and car show taking place at Big Duma Park in the city of Coachella. Don't you guys miss it. We'll be out there showing our rides. Mr. Andy Duran right there. He's going to be DJing for you guys, spinning all the tunes. Mr. Lolo's right here. Mr. No Luna is going to be out there doing this thing. I'm sorry.
Lunatics, the lunatics.
The Lunatics are going to be out there.
Lunatic, Mr. Lunatic.
Yeah, Mr. Lunatic will be out there doing things. And then we got this one here is a good one here. This is July 28th. This is going to be the 17th annual Christmas in July. And this is the toy drive to help the kids from Loma Linda and also Ronald McDonald House and supporting all the families that go out there, take their children. So if you guys got some time, man, go on out there. That's July 28th, and that's going to be taking place at Loma Linda. It's going to be a good one out there. So please, if you can, donate. They also have a website where you guys can donate to. Also have a GoFundMe. So please, if you guys can, make some donations to that. It's a great cause for good families and good kids, man. We hope you all get better. Our prayers go out to all of you and all your family out there. Everybody at Ronald McDonald House and Loma Linda. God bless you all and hope you all get better, man. Again, thanks again for tuning into the show. I am DJ Primo. This again here is Mr. Louis Luna, Mr. Andy Duran, Mr. Mark Lerma, Thermal Boxing Club. Again, they are the hosts of the Cruising for Bruising Amateur Boxing and Car Show, July 27th, Coachella, California. Don't you guys miss, man. Come on down. We'll see you here for that one. Until then, folks, you have a great weekend. We will see you guys next Thursday. Actually, on Sunday. Don't forget my Sunday show, PassFireBetter.net. We do a Monday music show from 1 to 5 p.m. I'll be spinning some jams for you guys. Know all these, whatever I feel like playing, we're going to play it for you guys. Taking request dedication, so don't forget, hit us up on that. That's PassFireBetter.net. And that radio's best music mix. I'm DJ Primo. Thank you, gentlemen, for being here.
Thank you for having us.
The ladies, thank you for being back there. And thanks to my timekeeper. Thank you guys for being out here. We are PassFireBetter.net. I'm DJ Primo. This is the show. Thank you guys for being. We'll see you guys next week. Much love.